So somebody said I apologize. It wouldn't even matter what you guys are talking about, because if you're trying to say to try to save face about somebody planning my money, if you're trying to say that the Krishan energy is the child, it's not the child. It's not mine. It's not my son. But the kid is not my son. Because that's what would be crazy if the family was keeping a secret and they know about all my assets and they were creating fake family members to sit and hold on to things. And again, I'm not a convict. I'm not no fucking drug addict. I'm not no nothing that somebody couldn't come to me and give me information about myself or what's going on with my situation on their own before they went off and started thinking that it was the best to spread the money out or something like this. It's not a fucking, I don't think this is anything illegal. It wasn't when it was left to me and these people knew that and hid it. Okay, this could be also like some kind of something that was supposed to be held, I told you, into a certain situation, like until divert for somebody, something like this happened to someone, and it was supposed to be held until after you get a divorce, but the people are hiding the death of a male because, or the true male, right? Because this could be the intermingling of people that's in the, like the citizens, and then people that were created off the grid or off the grid people, or undocumented children or workers, things like this. So, you know, if somebody was using somebody's semen to produce a large stock of children, I'm pretty sure one of those children could look a lot like that male or a lot like that person. So I'm thinking in somebody's situation, they're hiding the death of your real spouse. This is why you can feel like a piece of you is missing. But it's also so that the money can be dispersed amongst some people instead of being given to the proper main female or the proper, partner or whatever. Like, it's hard for somebody to tell a mother, especially when I've seen what happened, where I think I'm pretty sure happened to me, about people inseminating or something like this. Um, it's hard to tell a mother how many children that she's had, right? Um, when we know what it takes to not, I've never been to a doctor because I had problems having children, to my knowledge. Now, if there's a company or something that's doing something like this, there has to be many people that are included with this, and they must know by now that something is not right. Or by hearing me speak, they must know that maybe I may see things on another level, but nothing that I'm saying sounds crazy. You know, even if it is, if somebody was said crazy and they were making all this noise about their estate, Goose, hold on, about their estate or their being, somebody should still be talking to a mentally ill person, to get that straight. So, I kind of think about it on that level too. But this is what I'm starting to feel. Or there could be like illegitimate versions of this masculine that are not of his DNA, but they were close enough at the time. And if these people were coming in playing a position, say like this, like a Mickey 17 something, and if they were coming in and playing a position for just a little bit because they could pass for the person, but that's not their DNA. Do you see? Something is off. Something is just hella off. It's also weird because it's like group members, family members, community members. You were born, but they were also stealing your DNA and going and creating splices of you with their DNA as if you were their child. And then what was that to do? Was it to protect the assets? Was it to, because I was not supposed to live this long? And then, these people have those finances already separated. So it's like, what talks about this in the Bible as one of the major sins of like breaking down somebody's estate or their will and testament before they're even born. I mean, before, well, maybe it could be that too, but before they're even, that would be lust. But if they are doing this before you're even dead, or lying and manipulating the system to say that you are dead, it would not be, that doesn't even sound right. Because if somebody was asking for somebody, you said they were dead, it doesn't matter if they were mentally ill or not. Somebody should have spoke up and said, this person is not mentally ill or dead, or something like this. Like, oh, they're mentally ill, but let them know, and then we're going to do the process like this because we are the conservators. But somebody hadn't even letting anybody know about the situation here. You know, and it could be like this is gang moves. This is like gang activity, illegal activity. Now, me speaking on this like this and having to go public, when again, we talks about this in the Bible too. If they don't want to listen to you in the family or the congregation, to go public. So, um, things are so messed up that this would be the people that would end up knowing about these accounts that you don't know about. And then if one of your people that are faithful to you decide to go and try to collect your finances and bring them to you the proper way, they could end up putting those people in jail. And then it gets in the hands of the crooks. Somebody's name could be Crooks. But somebody could be claiming, no, I wasn't being shady or something like that, so on and so forth. But it just seems shady to me because, you know, ain't nobody fucking deaf and blind. You know, I feel like when somebody's mentally ill or something like this, if they really were, the doctor, and they go to the hospital, the doctors are not going to just beat them with their hands or talk to them like a dog just because they're mentally ill. They're still going to say, listen, ma'am, we're going to do X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. They're not going to just act like you're not there or they're not dealing with you because you're mentally ill. Like, I don't know, somebody's doing something weird like that. Goose, where the blue phone at? No. Hmm? Like, this is crazy. This is kind of like somebody gonna find out one day that they are like you might have been human at one point in time, but somebody's trying to tell you that something happened to that version and now you're a robot or something. And it's still, that robot should still, if the robot starts saying, ow, something hurts me, or they're hurting me, or you still need to listen to what the robots say. If it's going to be a living being upon this earth, they still have a right. People should not be able to play with them, you know. If this is like it's even making me think about Pinocchio. Because somebody's saying that you're lying about something or I'm lying about something, but I was getting here that the reason why I or somebody may be feeling like you are being engaged by a lot of men that you don't know or you have nothing to do with. You don't know why these men would be surrounding you. Somebody could be enjoying watching this like, yeah, bitch, you didn't know I knew about all those people that you slept with. And I'm going to let them bug you to death until you go crazy. I'm going to let those men, because, you know, you've seen these people like a woman running into a room, closing the door, and all the souls of the men are grabbing onto her. Or these people like to say, oh, all the people that you sleep with stays inside of you. But what they're really trying to cover up for is the fact that somebody, maybe your unions as a fountain are considered sacred, but somebody dumped off all of their sexual encounters in somebody else's apple chip. Goodness, why did I say apple chip? Somebody dropped off all of their sexual encounters. It's like a man is looking for a mate. You know, the evil stepsisters on Cinderella, right? Say that they did a new Cinderella and it's in the tech age. Cinderella is the one that the person fell in love with. Cinderella is the one that whatever the prince wants. But one of the evil stepsisters takes her sensitive matters chip or her sexual encounters chip or her rated R chip, right? And she swaps it or puts it with Cinderella, and then she takes Cinderella's sacred sexual chip, okay? And then in this case, he might have wanted to, but once he looks at all these things on his chip, he says, oh, well, I don't want to have that person anymore because all of these encounters. And it was never your encounters. So somebody could be trying to say, yeah, you didn't think I knew about all those men, because I'm hearing that when it comes to the Empress or even a sacred energy, these files, you're not ready finding these files. If one of us are like a Truman Show and our rated R files, they don't exist. So somebody tried to call you out and try to, so, but this even gives you a bigger problem. If this person, if you think you're suffice, you was with this person, y'all thought you thought y'all was in love, why would they do that? Why would they go through all that trouble? What else? It doesn't really, it kind of matters, but it don't. What else reason, unless it's envy and jealousy of your person not wanting to stand next to someone that's greater than or as great as them, so they choose the lesser female. But in this case, you don't get to, because I have shit that I have to do here on this earth too. You were not the only one. And you're not only messing with my pockets or something like this, you're messing with other things, or you're not messing with my mental or my journey. You're messing with a lot of other things, because whatever I'm supposed to come do could be here to free a lot of people that you don't give a fuck about. But God care about them, or the universe care about them, and you're stopping me as if just because you're not going to pick me, my existence stopped there. And I highly doubt, I highly doubt that that's the fucking truth. You understand? Somebody could have also did something like this because they thought they were going to get probed, and you were going to find out that if these people were on a special mission, that two people that were close to you, friend, family member, sister, brother, was sleeping with your man, and somebody didn't want you to know that. And if you don't want to fuck with me, and you don't care about me, and you don't care about me knowing that I'm in love, that you in love with one of my family members, then what's the big deal? So my road stops here because yeah, you can let me hear the rumors and sound crazy, but you don't want me to see the facts. This is some crazy shit, y'all. I imagine myself walking into a facility or something like this, and then everything making sense to me. I would go as far as saying a spaceship or some kind of underground bunker, but I just feel like there's going to be something where I'm going to walk into something and then it's going to make sense. But I think that what they do with some of these people that come over the past times, they're just supposed to go into the land of the lost or forgotten, or I don't know. It's the shame of bringing somebody back on board when people will look at how far another person went to try to delete them from the program or something, or stick them in the lost and found or whatever this is. It's almost like these people are trying to tell somebody something about their relationship, and it's like, look, it's some things that, yeah, if this is about business or something, somebody could have, if they got money hungry and something like this. So that's why I said it would have to be another, I feel like for somebody's person to do this to them, it would have had to been something else. But again, it's silly because it can't be about the money, because whoever they left behind was the more abundant person here. If you was going to settle for the other person, then you would be settling for money laundering. Being with someone and having to look over your shoulder or not really care with money laundering. That's why I think that we're talking about a masculine. Say we're highbrow because when we went to high school and we did most of our fun things or something, or the heighten of our life, we were in the north side. And these children had more promising futures than the children that could have been in the south side. Not to say that they didn't have promising futures, but I'm just saying, what if it's something like that? And a south side person took out my masculine, and then or moved this person out of the way or something like this, and took the riches, but they couldn't stay away from the women that could be also witches that are in the southern part, right? Compared to some girls that could have been more on the biblical, or on the biblical aspect or royal aspect, more to the north. It's something like this that I'm seeing here. So this person wanted to be hood rich and take the money back to all these people in the hood. And at some point in time, this person was sharing and liking to be the one that everybody came to for money, and, groveling at their feet for money. And they could be like whatever, like the king or whatever. And then these people, like I told you, with certain people, I had that vision 4 years ago that these same people was going to be partying with this person, and they was going to get on this person, and they was going to kill this person. And then there's none, not even the south or the north person. All right. And I feel like the east and the west is the same person. It's the same entity, but they would not it would not make it back. Just in case I don't make it home tonight, it would not have made it back here. Um, and there's some gang or some people that actually took this person's life that's sitting there spending all this money, and the person could have died or left here really wanting me to have it regardless of whatever. Like, because somebody's trying to convince me that some new developed information came in when I'm in my most sanctified energy right now, and this is why something didn't work out. But it's a lie. Somebody switched over documents or files or something. Okay, or like I said, unless this is a greedy masculine or something that used one girl's. This is why men was so curious about our body count, because they were able to run through my body count and then get another feminine's chip and then run through their body count too. Like somebody that's greedy or something like this. All right. But the sad thing is, like I said, this is like you are a part of something without being a part of it. Everybody else was able to make decisions about every little major decisions about their being and their existence, and you were not. People were playing with your shit like you was like some kind of, I don't know. It's something very like cringeworthy, because there has to be rules and protocol here. And all these people would have broke the rules and protocol so we could cut through everything and just say, hell, everybody had a play in it. Well, everybody, is getting cut. And I'm telling you, in this situation, if you talk online like me, they're like, we was about to give it to you until you start saying, no, motherfucker, it was an order for you to give it to me. And you still going to give it to me, or you going to get your ass cut. It ain't no or. It's just like cut them motherfuckers and get my shit back. And like it's like walking through an apple orchard. On my soil that I own anyway. So what the fuck? Something like that. And then people got the nerves to be appalled. Like, damn, why you just saying it like that? Why you gotta be so rude? Why the fuck did this shit happen in the first place? I'm still a little bit confused. It make me want to throw up in my mouth thinking that somebody could be, a whole bunch of people could be that fucking trifling. And again, these are people that's even had a season or two, and something is already over for them. And the parts you play, you could play in that position for 80 years. The parts that they played, that shit is over in about 20 years. Reality TV, 20, that shit should be over. This is why you see ain't nobody moving back. They done built some type of tight-knit family unit or something like this off of keeping one person out. And this person could have been very, everybody was always attached to this person energy in real life, or when they went out, or they went and did this. What would make you think it would not be a likable person, or somebody that would bring the drama, or somebody that would bring something to the show if they was on TV? You know what I'm saying? Somebody's a fucking hater. Because there's some people moaning and groaning behind the scenes right now, like, oh man, I do miss that person's whatever like this. I kind of do see what that person's saying. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody right behind the scenes feeling like that right now. Yeah, we got a witch. All right. Also, I was hearing something about like scripture about like, or somebody was crying or in this time and that time. But that's why I said I'm very careful with what I'm talking about on this channel. I'm very about the way I even deliver the message. It's very direct. It's very like I'm telling you. I'm not asking anybody for any money or nothing on my channel or none of that shit. I come on here and tell y'all some shit, and I'm not, whatever. I tell you exactly how I feel about something. I don't fuck around, and that's just how it is. You know, Some people got the nerves to fact that you saying, I want mine. I got to get mine like you got to get yours. Some people got to be kind of like mad about this. But again, there could be a tax being applied here. Maybe somebody else already applied this tax and they've been collecting this money, but it's not going to the right person. Somebody is using my weight and my power. Like, if vengeance is mine to make these people pay taxes or put them to work to pay my money back, somebody else is doing this and gaining the benefits. But they were one of the people that stole the money too. So I don't even see people no more. I just see a sea of like little piggy banks or something. I don't see these people as people anymore. The thieves. If you're not a thief, then we ain't talking about you. You shouldn't be getting mad or trying to retaliate. But if you do, oh well. Just tallying up your karma. I want to know about these cartridges or something like this, okay? And I want to know if this is, if what I'm saying could be true, that these people changed my cartridge or my memories cartridges out or something like this. And that there's only a detrimental time to get it back. But again, this could be a smart thing. A smart person is saying, you don't want it back. You just don't want them having it. It's like, you don't want it back, but you kind of need it to process it. You see? Because at first I was getting it like 2 years ago, but I was thinking, no, whoever has their chip or whatever, they're trying to preserve it so that somebody don't see something personal. Because this is like, you don't have no business. You broke up with her and married other people and went and did this. You don't have no business having no access to her, that file, that memory file. No, back the fuck up. Like, that's what, if somebody's energy is scattered, or if I'm a giant or a mountainous energy and to slow me down, they had to chop up or break up my ace of cups into pieces or my crown into pieces because somebody was on a mad hunt. They found out about one thing and then they trying to go through your whole life thing, look at every second of your life, and take 7 years to do it too, to try to see if they're going to let you through the gates, and they not even their gods. You just temporary. These are substitute motherfucking gods or substitute leaders or substitute lords. You ain't even the real thing. And you trying to coat check the teacher when she come back to take her job back because she was gone for 3 months and you got comfortable? Nah, you got to leave. And the teacher get her job back and she get to start being a teacher again. You had your fun to pretend like you was a teacher for real? Oh, shit. I can't put this in the house. My fault, y'all. Let me turn this. I ain't trying to be... You know, usually I'll do it. I'm not. I really didn't mean to light that. I don't know why I lit that, to be honest with you. It's too close to closing time. Hold on 1 second. So I only got a couple. I'm going to do 3 cards on these cards so I can put them away and we can do a freestyle when I get back. Yep, I want to know about my cartridge. I want to know why I'm getting swarmed by, because I feel like a couple of years ago, it was my cousin Niecy. A couple years before that, da. And again, if these girls are also some type of extraterrestrial, some other kind of beings, whatever if they sired these boys already, they could send 1,000 men in. They may not ever be really mine. Do you get what I'm saying? This ain't like wearing somebody's shoes for the day and then they catch you and say, your sister's shoes, and she's like, give my fucking shoes back. And then, you give them back and then they still fit her and everything like this. It's something else has happened here. But what is happening that could be weighing me down too is that the people that are mine, they're feeling a little piece of sadness, whether they know it or not, that's pulling on my energy and making me drain too, because they're hanging out with the imposters. So it's like I may be something separate than the rest of these people, but something that we have is kind of mutual. With the gods, it's like if the gods claim these people, it's like forever theirs, or purchase these people and sign them off, they're forever theirs. But with the lower servants or the lower groups or something, they can also semi They can also semi-sire or soft sire, right? Um, the level or quality of the relationships or the whatever may not be as high as a somebody that would be a higher energy, but they still stand for something. And again, since these people are scratching and clawing to get something that you were born into by birthright, this is where people do each other dirty. So when you find yourself in this arena, it's like you can't even win. Probably you wouldn't even be playing. You would not be able to see these people. It ain't that, oh, you living in a land and they speak different language. No, it would be like the lion is more vicious, but he's now in a den or something, or an arena or something like this, filled with angry humans or scared humans with all of them have weapons. That may be a fair fight with a big old ferocious lion, right? I don't know if that was a good analogy to use, but um yeah, it would be like somebody finding themselves in an arena surrounded by people that are in the competition. They're competing, right? In sports, they're competing. In something else, they're competing. It's a competition. Even America's Got Talent, it's a competition. Who you sit with or supposed to be sitting with, you supposed to be up on a balcony and just sitting there paying your ticket and just enjoying. You didn't sign up to be an athlete. You did not train for it. You don't know what to look for. You don't know how the game work. You don't know nothing. But now you're in here with all these athletes and you was never trained or nothing for none of this. So it's like, and it's like, well, don't you think you missing out or we're smarter? It ain't got shit to do with that. We totally on two different, we're not in the same. So y'all gonna look crazy. You plop me in there and this big old obstacle course, and these people been studying this obstacle course for 3 weeks to make sure that they get it right and they race through, and you plop me in there. I don't know what the fuck you want me to do. You want me to climb what? I'm not, that's not what I'm here for. It's something like that, y'all. But somebody could have way convinced somebody by like trying to keep you blocked, keep you sick, feed you toxins or things that will mess with your body or something like this. And I feel like the saddest part about this, y'all, is whoever so-called had the power or was pretending like they had the power. This is something like, it's just so gross. It's something like somebody's, I keep picking up a woman, an older woman around you. It could be their mom, your mom, an older woman that was around you like younger people. You was off limits. They built a deeper bond with the children that they could have access to in a certain way, that they could have fun with and play with. You could have been behind a display board or something like this. Your energy could have been behind a plexiglass. But these they could play with, and they built something like this. And it built up resentment or envy because everybody had to go through obstacles or sneak around to try to get up into your energy or something like this. Like you something special. Like I could hear somebody saying some shit like that. Because they want to make it off like, oh, honey, it's something, every once in a while. I mean, there's you have children now, they're young and beautiful, it's time for you to exit the stage, and you ain't even never stood on the stage. You ain't looking for the stage. You don't want to really be on the stage unless you have to or something like this, or if it was destined for you, or if God said that that's destined for you. Other than that, you don't want to be on stage because everybody else on stage, or everybody think that rich people are famous people are the best, or no, because you might be able to see all sides of it. Or rich energy or abundant energy could have been around you all your life, and it didn't feel like nothing but a piece of you. You didn't even notice. So it's something like that. So somebody could be saying you sabotage relationships, but you maybe didn't here. It's almost like even if you were a community cookie, the males and the females enjoyed your energy. It was no beef in the situations when it's almost like getting high off of your energy. There was no beef. Everybody was like all kumbaya about the shit. And again, it's almost like trying to push something out of the way, water something down, downgrade something. Like, oh yeah, it's time to turn the page. There is no other page. This is the beginning and the ending. People gonna have to start going back on them pages or whatever they said. Because something is not signed out. Somebody didn't check out, whatever you call it, with your punch card, your time card. Something ain't over. Imposter syndrome. In a room full of equals, I stand in doubt, a stranger in my own triumphs, shadows cast about. So somebody, well, in your own, I don't like reading these ones with these sentences and stuff like this because it sounds like you're saying it. All right? It's like, say this. You know, I really don't like cards that do that. Like, these are kind of like descriptions, like somebody who rejects this. But with this, it's like, I don't like cards like this, but again, so this could be somebody that's like a person that's in the shadows or something here. This could also be, I feel like I can relate with this part. A stranger in my own triumphs. I can feel triumphs here, little ones there, little victories here and there. But it's like whatever they're doing is stopping you from enjoying them. It's like having a birthday as a milestone, a 40th birthday, but you was locked up in the basement the whole time and you could hear the party going on upstairs. You know, and this happens to you every time something happens. You know, you get a good thing at work. Oh, you get this park in the first parking spot. They put your name on it and everything, but every day Charles come and park in your parking spot. You ain't even got to use the parking spot. Like somebody feels disposable, like somebody feels like this here. But I feel like at some point in time, you or I were around this person and you didn't make them feel like that. They let money change them, or the people that was around them with money change them. Yeah, and look, it says shadows cast about. This could also be somebody getting, you know, this is a real quiet person. And usually you be glued to this person, right? You don't make them feel, you know, if somebody asks you to come talk to them or dance or something, you at a party with this person, you're going to tend to this person, or you're not going to just leave this person at the table by themselves. If y'all by yourself, I mean, if y'all at a party, everybody getting down, you're going to sit with that person. That's your person or something like this. So, somebody could feel like they want to have fun. They want to feel love. They want them kisses, or they want to hold somebody's hand or be dancing, or they want something like this. And maybe everybody don't want this person to have that. I don't know who this is, but I have to go. They could be doubting something, whether they should go towards a person or something. Now, this person could be in a room full of equals now. Okay? Maybe somebody didn't want you to feel like an equal. All right? And now that's all they surrounded by. Everybody, yeah, we got future, plans, garden. And then we have temperance here. Okay, Independence Day. I don't know, I was hearing about, like, I've been hearing men in black. Wishes come true. All right, hold on one second, y'all. I just don't want to run past the time.